You're on West Bremer Radio. It's all happening here with Harold H. That'll do. He's going to tell us, well, it's tax time.
Yes.
Damien, so we're going to get our taxes in.
That's true.
And a reminder to be careful with your tax return, because almost a century ago, one Ipswich man blew up into a Royal Commission.
Wow.
So I think we should put him online.
Yes.
He's on assignment at Kenmore.
Right.
Walking around. Can I sneeze?
Yes, sure.
Hello, Harold.
Yes, good morning, Danny. Yeah, just I've got a hanky over the phone to sneeze away.
Hold on.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, dear me. There goes the neighbourhood.
Go on, Harold. Go for it, mate.
Yeah, well, just never sneeze over a taxman, because you know they've got what it takes to take what you've got. So just always be polite there. Now, just the story goes back, and you really do need to be careful with your tax return. Get the details right, get it in on time, and you'll be fine. But back in the early 20th century, the New Zealander, Mr. Duncan Saxelby, he was a prominent member of the Butter Factory Managers Association and general manager of Ipswich's Queensland Farmers Cooperative Association Limited. Now, the Queensland Farmers Cooperative Association, I'll call it the QFCA because it's a bit easier, that was founded in 1899 with its main butter factory at Bouval in Ipswich, and through various mergers and acquisitions became part of dairy farmers in 1996. Now, in 1908, the board of the QFCA met in Ipswich, and from 35 applications from across Australia, they unanimously selected Duncan Saxelby to be its new general manager. Now, when he moved from Victoria to Ipswich, the co-op's main factory was in Bouval, like I said, with others in Laidley, Grantham and Boonah. Now, Saxelby, he had a seemingly perfectly civil life. The only transgression that I could find was a 10-shilling traffic fine in 1925. And in 1938, Saxelby retired as general manager of the cooperative with a record of 29 years. That was second to none. He was in charge for 29 years.
Holy hell.
He grew the QFCA beyond recognition. They did fantastic well. And years later, when he was approaching his 80th birthday, Saxelby was welcomed back with open arms to the annual general meeting in the Ipswich Town Hall to a standing ovation. But Saxelby's 29 years in charge was tragically defined by a scandal that made headlines around Australia. You see, in 1934, the Royal Commission into the Dairy Industry was set up by the Queensland Government to investigate allegations of secret commissions and corrupt practices within the state's butter and dairy cooperatives. Now, look, rumours had circulated for years, and the Great Depression intensified scrutiny. You see, farmers were receiving really low prices for cream. You've got to pay your proper money for cream. And any suspicions that factory managers were skimming the cream off the top for their own benefit, well, that was politically explosive. Now, the Commission didn't uncover widespread criminal corruption, but it did find secret commissions had been paid, and cooperative boards often had, less than perfect financial controls. Now, among the findings was a payment of £1,500 to the politician Harry Walker. That payment was a secret, it was a secret payment relating to the contract for the Gympie butter factory.
Right.
Now, Walker was somewhat of a character. He was a member of Parliament for 40 years and actually changed party almost every election. But it appears he was never actually charged or convicted of anything from the Royal Commission, even though he was found to have received that secret payment. Now, Ipswich's Duncan Saxelby, however, he was implicated over a relatively small amount. But just like Al Capone in the US, he was done for tax evasion. Now, Saxelby was charged with understating his taxable income by £259 in 1926, which 100 years ago this year, and by £569 over a 5-year period. Now, the QFCA, what had happened, it had called tenders for a factory at Grantham, and the earth-moving machinery contracting firm Warren Josephson, that was successful. Now, that company was I think it was a bit dodgy because it had a habit of making executive donations and gave a cash gift of £125 to Saxelby. And they asked him to keep it a private matter. Now, Saxelby, he was convicted of accepting a secret payment and fined £20. The taxation department then came into it and had Saxelby convicted of lodging a false tax return and doubled the tax they collected from it to £24, 4 shillings and 8 pence. Now, I can't work out here. He's got this illegal gift of £125 and all his fines and taxes only added up to £44. So he was about £80 ahead. But anyway, a son of his, Alan Saxelby, he became a pig expert and was appointed as chief pig officer to the Queensland British Food Corporation.
Right.
But that later collapsed in one of Queensland's most spectacular post-war agricultural failures. And then a nephew, Clive Saxelby, in the Second World War, he was awarded a Distinguished Flying Cross, but he became a POW after his bomber was bombed mid-air by his own squadron. Now, Mr. Duncan Saxelby, that's who we're talking about, he passed away in 1955, and today he's commemorated at the Memorial Gardens in Holland Park, Brisbane. And he should be a perpetual reminder for us all, Danny.
Yes.
Don't mess with the taxation office. Get your tax in and get it right.
And you're a you do taxes, don't you?
I do like helping people, yes, with getting the numbers right.
I better come and see you. Now, how do we hear that story and many others?
Yeah, Danny, there's 301 Ipswich stories. I've got about 500 or 600 short stories on a website, historyouthere.com. You can find History Out There on all the socials, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, all that. But historyouthere.com. This story about Duncan Saxelby and his tax problems will be online tomorrow morning.
Another great story, chronological. Yeah, thank you. Told to us. He does a great job. He does a lot of research. We appreciate it. Historyouthere.com. That was and always will be Harold the H. P. Cock-a-doodle-doo on West Bremer Radio. It is 8:18.